This special Pacific edition of World News, as we're now learning more about that deadly crash landing in San Francisco and the remarkable portrait of survival now emerging. Passengers escaping a jumbo jet, the charred plane now sitting beside a San Francisco runway. It happened just before noon Pacific time. Eyewitnesses describing the angle of the plane as it was coming in, a sign something was terribly wrong. The nose of the plane far higher than the tail, then the flames, the smoke after smashing into the runway. The view from the ground showing the frantic rescue effort, those emergency chutes inflated, passengers coming off the plane as rescuers arrived. And from above tonight, once the smoke cleared, the images showing what was left. A huge part of the fuselage, the top of the jet, simply gone. Pieces of the wings scattered along the runway, the plane off the runway completely. And here is the latest at this hour. It was Asiana Airlines Flight 214 from Seoul, South Korea. 307 people were on board, 291 passengers, 16 crew. Tonight we have learned 2 people have died, at least 181 taken to the hospital, at least 22 people in critical condition, 1 unaccounted for at this hour. We have team coverage from San Francisco to Washington, where the NTSB is already sending investigators. But we begin with ABC's Cecilia Vega right at the San Francisco airport tonight with incredible images moments after this happened. And Cecilia, were telling me you just spoke with another eyewitness moments ago.
David, the stories, these images, they are all, as you say, absolutely incredible. And we are learning more about the passengers who were on board. We now know 61 American citizens were on board this flight, a number of other passengers from China as well as South Korea. And as you said, authorities continuing to update the numbers at this hour. We now know just 1 person remains unaccounted for. This plane is absolutely demolished. The smoke was billowing in the air. This flight was just on fire. And authorities are telling us it hit the ground with no wheels. As you said, I spoke to a witness who saw this happen. He was watching planes land on this beautiful day in San Francisco from a beach across from the airport. He said he saw the plane's nose dive up. He said it saw it go back down, and then it just smacked into the ground. Take a listen to what he had to say.
It seemed like it was trying to take off again. So it was going up, and then it just like fell on the tail section. It smashed down with this thunderous sound, and then it bounced up in its sort of somersault.
Now, San Francisco's fire chief just wrapped up a news conference. She is calling what happened here today a tragedy. She said when fire rescue workers raced to that runway when they got this call this afternoon, they ended up doing the rescue themselves because they saw the passengers on those coming out of the plane on their own. It was just a completely chaotic scene that she described. Here's what she had to say.
When we had arrived on scene, the chutes had already been deployed, and we observed multiple numbers of people coming down the chutes and actually walking to their safety, which was a good thing. Our crews worked collectively and collaboratively with not only SFPD, but our brothers and sisters in the South Bay, made valiant efforts. We're actually on the plane doing some search and rescue attempts.
We have some video from one of the surviving passengers on this flight, and it's really just incredible to see that mound of wreckage just burning on the end of that runway. These passengers were sectioned off in an area of the runway in a field where they just watched it burn as rescue workers raced to help them. Now, we know investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board are on their way out from Washington to San Francisco right now. David, we don't know the cause of this crash yet. What we do know, investigators are telling us, is that this was not terrorism related.